Welcome back, aspiring virtual staff members. I'm your sassy trainer, Miko, and you've officially made it back to boot camp. Let's just get straight to business, shall we? In our last explainer, we covered Zapier templates, which was absolutely fantastic for getting your foundational structure set up. So we are picking up right where that lesson left off. But today we are elevating our game. We're moving from static layouts to dynamic, automated powerhouses. Welcome to the Zapier Forms Training Boot Camp Explainer.
So, you've mastered templates. Now, let's make them actually do the work for you. Listen to me clearly, honey. Templates are completely useless if they don't actually trigger actions. You can have the most beautiful, perfectly designed intake layout sitting on a web page, but what does it actually do? Literally nothing. It's basically a digital paperweight until you put an engine behind it. Today, we are introducing Zapier Forms. This is the engine that takes those pretty templates and makes them actually work, doing all the heavy lifting so you, my brilliant recruits, don't have to.
Here is today's class syllabus. Module 1, Welcome to Zapier Forms. Module 2, Triggering Automated Workflows. Module 3, Building Your Standalone Systems. And finally, Module 4, Mastering Self-Service Portals. We have a packed explainer today, so sit up straight, grab your notes, and let's get into it.
Starting right off with Section 1, Welcome to Zapier Forms, not just digital paper. Let's define what we're actually working with here. Zapier Forms is an AI-assisted no-code builder that turns simple submissions into instant workflow actions. So what does that mean for you in layman's terms? It means you absolutely do not need a computer science degree, and you don't need to know a single line of complex programming code to build functional software. The AI Copilot acts exactly like your own brilliant personal robot assistant. You just use natural language, plain, simple English. You type in something like, hey, build me a client intake form that asks for a budget, a timeline, and a preferred contact method, and the Copilot builds that entire form for you in seconds. It completely removes the technical barrier and instantly turns simple data collection into the starting point for your automated workflows. Say goodbye to hours of tedious drag-and-drop building.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, Triggering Automated Workflows, the step-by-step magic.
Let's break down the exact journey your data takes, step by step. Because as a virtual assistant, you need to know exactly how to set this up. Step 1. You log into Zapier, hit Create, and your AI Copilot builds the form using simple natural language. Boom, done in seconds. Step 2. Your user actually submits their data. Now historically, this is where data goes to die in a messy, chaotic email inbox, but not anymore. Step 3. That data immediately hits Zapier tables. You don't have to export a CSV, you don't have to manually update some clunky spreadsheet. It is instantly organized into a structured, powerful database without you lifting a single finger. And then step 4, pay very close attention here, recruits, because this right here is the secret sauce. Conditional logic routes the lead. Think of conditional logic as the world's most ruthless, efficient traffic cop. You, the VA, set the rules once, and it obeys forever. You tell the system, hey, if this lead selects a budget over $10,000, send an instant alert to the senior sales rep in Slack. Or, if this is just a basic customer support inquiry, route them automatically to our CRM and send a standardized email reply. It connects to over 8,000 different apps instantly, doing all that complex routing work for you totally in the background.
So you might be wondering, how does this actually look in the real world? Imagine your virtual assistant managing a super busy agency, and a demanding client submits a request for a website change. Let's look at the behind-the-scenes automation for this exact scenario. Just think about the sheer amount of time this is going to save you. The client submits the website request through your shiny new form. First, an automated workflow uses AI to categorize the request right behind the scenes. Is it a bug fix, a design change, a new feature? You instantly know because the system tags it for you. Next, AI summarizes the details. That means you no longer have to read a massive 5-paragraph rambling essay from a confused client. You get a crisp, concise summary right at the top. Third, the automation automatically adds this summarized task directly into your task management queue, whether you're using Asana, Trello, Jira, whatever. And finally, it sends a targeted email alert to you and the specific development team so everyone is on the exact same page. One single form submission triggers this entire complex workflow completely effortlessly. You have absolute zero manual data entry. You look like a genius who works 24/7, but really you just set up the system once and let it run itself.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, Building Your Standalone Systems. Because my aspiring virtual staff, we aren't just connecting basic apps anymore. Oh no, we are building entire empires.
To really grasp the power of standalone systems, we got to look at how this builds on the past. The old paradigm was all about connecting external apps. You had your CRM over in one tab, your email marketing platform in another, and your project management tools somewhere else entirely. You, as the assistant, just built bridges between them. And hey, that's fine, but it relies heavily on juggling expensive external tools. The new paradigm? Building standalone systems from scratch directly inside Zapier. By leveraging Forms as your front-end data collector and Tables as your back-end database, you can construct whole independent operations without ever leaving the platform. You aren't jumping between 10 different software subscriptions anymore. You become the actual creator of the internal system itself, not just the middleman connecting the wires.
Don't just take my word for it, recruits. Listen to Connor Sheffield, head of business automation at Zonos. He states, "Now we can not only build things in other systems, but also create standalone systems using Zapier's products like Forms and Tables. This is exactly what top-tier automation experts are doing right now." In our sources, we also see a brilliant case study from a company called Spaceman USA. They use this exact method to build a completely custom employee dashboard from scratch. Think about how valuable that is. They provided their entire staff with the exact data they needed to do their jobs without overwhelming them with unnecessary info, or even worse, granting them full access to sensitive company databases. They built a custom, secure internal tool purely by linking Zapier Forms and Tables.
All right, on to our final module, Section 4. Mastering Self-Service Portals. This is the holy grail for a virtual assistant, giving clients the power to help themselves so you don't have to constantly hold their hands. 3,000. Just let that staggering number sink in for a second. That is the number of members at CoaSpace who are currently using these forms to self-serve. Imagine being the virtual staff member responsible for manually processing intake forms, booking updates, or support requests for 3,000 different people. It would be an absolute nightmare. You would literally never sleep. You'd be drowning in emails. But with this system, it is completely automated, totally hands-off, and flawlessly scalable.
This brings us to the sheer brilliance of the CoaSpace model. As their CEO, Bo Parishik, points out, the absolute best feature of Forms is getting the right information to the right people at the right time. It is the perfect balance. Those 3,000 members get exactly what they need instantly by simply filling out a form on a customized portal. They feel heard, they are happy, and they are empowered. But you, the mastermind virtual assistant running the show, you maintain total, uncompromising control of the back end. You dictate the conditional logic. You build the routing. You oversee the database management in Zapier Tables. You are managing an entire community, all without ever having to manually retype a single client request.
Now, I know the exact question bubbling up in your minds right now. Trainer Miko, this sounds incredible, but what happens when my automated system goes viral? Won't processing all these forms cost my clients an absolute fortune? Take a deep breath, recruits, and let me give you 2 words: infinite scale. There is absolutely no per-submission pricing on any Zapier plan. Read my lips, none. Whether your form gets 10 submissions a month from a small local business or 10,000 submissions a day from a massive global product launch, it simply does not matter. Unlimited form submissions are included at no extra charge. Your ability to scale these automated systems for your clients is truly endless, and you don't ever have to worry about hitting an arbitrary paywall just because you did your job a little too well.
You already have the foundational templates from our last explainer. Now you have the triggers, the AI copilot, the conditional logic routing, and the self-service portal knowledge to make those templates actually do the heavy lifting for you. The tools are right in front of you, just waiting to be used. It's time to take this knowledge, step up your game, and start building immediately. So I leave you with this final, provocative challenge. You have the templates and the triggers. What automated empire will you build first? Dismissed.